In 2010, I planted some avocado seeds. Of those seedlings born, only one survived and stayed in its pot for about 5 years until 2016. That year we moved to a location in northern Tuscany, Italy, not far from the west coast. A small village in the hills, surrounded by woodland, made up of less than 10 houses and a lot of agricultural land which nobody was taking care of. So we decided to plant our somewhat battered and neglected avocado tree directly in the ground, close to a dry stone wall, in a spot where it would be sheltered from the coldest winds. And after seeing it survive the first harsh winter when it snowed, we were positive and optimistic. We had finally found our avocado a home. We also built a small greenhouse out of recycled material to be able to sow seeds earlier in the season and to offer protection to the more delicate plants. After freeing up more land, we began to grow our own vegetables and greens, and then we also built a chicken hut, trying to be as self-sufficient as possible. Experimenting with different agricultural techniques, dedicating more and more time to the land and the plants, cultivating, harvesting, tasting, and enjoying a somewhat slower pace of life. We began paying attention to what seeds we were growing our veggies from, found a small company, got our seeds from them, some rare varieties like maize, squash, lettuce, and other vegetables. At the same time, we were learning the basics of traditional Mediterranean cuisine, such as how to make delicious pesto with our homegrown basil. It was about at that time when we got the idea of starting a small experimental plantation of exotic species in order to study their adaptability, as well as clearly in the hope of seeing the plants mature and being able to consume the freshly harvested fruits, because that's what it's all about. Experimenting with propagation of different species from seed, cuttings and grafting, documenting the various operations to share some of our experience with you. A large lemon plant gave us the opportunity to experiment air layering and plant propagation more in general. From this beautiful mother plant, we have obtained more than 50 new lemon plants in just 3 years. In 2020, we started a small agricultural company to be able to market saffron and other products such as fruit and vegetables, mainly because leftovers are a very common thing if you grow a vegetable garden. Compost. In that period, between delusions, closures and bans, we found ourselves with entire days to dedicate to outdoor activities, self-production, agriculture, beekeeping, as well as other creative projects and activities. You know, that was around the lockdown period, so because of the situation, we got to make new acquaintances and experiences. We also got to know our neighbours, and that was a good thing. We ended up milking their goats and learning how to make goat's cheese, which went on for months. It was a great experience. Then we tried out the worm farm thing, which worked out pretty well. And of course, we continued to expand our assortment of plants. In 2022, after tasting a yellow pitaya, we decided to save its seeds and experiment its cultivation with various methods to try and understand if it's possible to cultivate what is commonly known as dragon fruit, even in the northern part of the peninsula, specifically here in Upper Tuscany. And after learning that the pitaya, whose botanical name is Hylocereus undatus, sometimes also cultivated for ornamental purposes, grows well in Sicily, we got excited and decided to buy some cuttings, having a whole box sent to us, which turned out to be way too many cuttings. Research is still ongoing, and although we have not yet been able to witness its spectacular flowering, we have had the opportunity to learn a lot about this succulent vine-like plant, which has the potential of being a cash crop, and to which we have dedicated several videos. And that's when the plant propagation thing started getting a little out of hand. Therefore, we needed to expand our greenhouse. Also, the recovery of different varieties of figs and the protection of the different species from the attack of the fig weevil, which is devastating the figs planted by previous generations, has become a kind of mission, and at the same time the opportunity to put into practice other different propagation systems. The cultivation of passion fruit, a very tasty fruit that many of you are surely familiar with, can give real satisfaction in a short time. Productive plants can in fact be obtained from the seeds of the purchased fruit, and its propagation is within everyone's reach. So growing passion fruit is really easy. Then there were also the less beautiful moments, like when the fox entered the hen house, decimating the chickens. Grey, stormy days. Agricultural failures with the plants, mold, intrusions by forest animals such as wild boars, badgers, and roe deer. Up until 2024, when our seed-grown avocado tree well exceeded its 10th year of age, reaching 5 meters, which is about 12 to 15 feet in height, developing thick foliage to enter in its 2nd year of flowering, bearing its first 2 avocados. And so far, we got to taste 1 out of 2, and it was excellent. And I'm not just saying that, honest. So, in short, here we're focused on the world of plants, specifically plants that we have tried and try to grow by sharing our successes, but also some failures with you. But this is just a quick overview, an introduction to the channel. There will be more videos to come in the future, so if you're passionate about plants, want to know more about us, plant propagation, living in nature, or even just like the video, do consider subscribing to the channel. That's all for now. Thank you for watching, and a happy green year.